Hello and welcome to Cinematography. I'm Don Perignon, and this is the first review of the new year. I bet when you saw the title card, you thought we would be looking at the 1972 classic starring Gene Hackman and Shirley Winters. If that was true, then it would mean that there really is an Easter Bunny and a Santa Claus and a gobbledygoober. What? There is a gobbledygoober?
Oh, there it is! What is it?
Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I guess that means we're going to be looking at the 2006 remake starring Kurt Russell and Richard Dreyfuss, right? Wrong again.
Believe it or not, there are actually 3 movies based off the 1969 book by Paul Gallico, as if to say, if we make 3 of these movies, someone's bound to see one of them sooner or later. The one we'll be looking at today is a 2005 Hallmark movie made for the cable channel. Yes, the same Hallmark that takes advantage of people's inability to express themselves.
Can't say I really blame Hallmark for trying to make a movie. If they didn't, the channel would be filled with nothing but this. I want to go ahead and show you this beautiful card. Isn't it just beautiful? It's made from the finest Canadian pine, cut down to sturdy cardboard and painted by the late great Bob Ross himself, ladies and gentlemen. Normally this card sells at $19.99, but if you call the number at the bottom of your screen in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to let this card go for $9.99. That's right, $9.99. That's 50% off if you call the number at the bottom of your screen within the next 10 minutes.
Okay, big boy. We all in, all right. Yeah, making my money out in this whole baby. What the?
Oh, bets! Oh! What the fuck did you think? What the hell I was going to do? Every time I stand in front of you. So you thought of disrespect? How far can you take that bullshit? Now it's time to get this shit on! Oh, that's wrong! Oh, that's wrong! Oh, that's wrong! Oh, that's wrong! Oh, bats!
Sinking ships, watching the sail in the sun as it sinks in the sea.
The movie starts out with terrorists?
Why does every updated version of a movie that's made for television have to center around terrorists? We get it. They suck. You don't have to keep reminding us, assholes.
Anyway, the terrorists sell for multicultural land.
Well, that must be where they're from because every single one of them is a different nationality.
Look at this. We have a black guy, let's just say he's from America, no need to get racist. This guy looks like he's British, and the guy next to him German. This guy's from Turkey, a Mexican, a Cuban, an Italian, an Eternian. They're in Jordan planning a terrorist attack when the US raids the place.
America, fuck yeah! Coming again to save the motherfucking day, yeah!
The leader of the group managed to destroy the plans for one of the targets before killing himself, and the man to carry out that target had already left beforehand. At least I assume he left beforehand, since they show him driving away from the place as the fire department heads towards it. Which begs the question,
Why did they seize the car on the road before raiding the hideout?
Because good is dumb.
the target, of course, is the Poseidon, or else we wouldn't have a movie, which is leaving from Cape Town, South Africa, headed to Sydney, Australia. Steve Guttenberg is here with his family as part of a counseling method to repair his marriage. I wonder if Hallmark has a card for that.
Boy, do we have a special offer for you. We have a card that's specifically made for this channel. It was just released to us yesterday. It's a card I know a lot of you need right now. It's the Sorry I Was a Lousy Spouse card. Isn't she a beaut? Let me tell you a little bit about this card. She was made out of a special mahogany maple tree, homegrown by Hallmark, and each card is hand-painted by Indonesian children. Folks, this is not a card you can find in stores. It is only available by calling the number at the bottom of your screen for the low price of $9.99. Folks, don't waste any time. Call the number at the bottom of your screen. At this price, these cards won't last long. And for the first 1,000 callers, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you not one, but two. Yes, two cards for the low price of $9.99. That's two for the price of one. That way, for those of you who screwed up 2 marriages, you have a card for each one. Folks, hurry, call the number at the bottom of your screen. That's 2 for the first 1,000 callers, 2 cards for the price of one of $9.99.
Elsewhere, we see the terrorists buying directional charges that are disguised as beer kegs to sneak them aboard the Poseidon. Boring! Let's see what other has-beens this movie dug up. We're introduced to an undercover sea marshal played by Adam Baldwin. Yeah, I never watched Firefly, so insert your own joke here. We also have Brian Brown, who plays this movie's Simon Cowell, Rutger Hauer, who's a bishop, Peter Weller as the ship's captain, Clive Mantle as crew member James Martin, the Professor and Mary Ann, and good old C. Thomas Howell as the ship's doctor. Unfortunately, this not-so-happy family outing takes a turn for the worse when Gutenberg finds out his wife invited her co-workers along as a company retreat. Wait a minute, they're all female. This might work out for him. Shut up, Gutenberg, shut up!
I was going to tell you, Richard. Really.
Well, at least you got your priorities straight.
Ah, come on, you fool. So he does what any scorned husband of a workaholic wife who goes out of her way to avoid his touch like the plague does. Gets a massage from a hot chick.
They'll always have a happy ending.
For the next couple of days, things go smoothly on the ship, with the exception of Gutenberg getting spotted cheating by his son, then his son finding a dead body, and Gutenberg finding out that his wife knew about his affair the whole time.
That word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Because the victim's face was mutilated so it can't be identified, Baldwin assumes terrorism and suspects 2 crew members from a terrorist country.
Johnson's doing.
In other words, if your name is Muhammad and a place suspected terrorism is about to happen, you're automatically a suspect. Not sure that's the kind of message you want to put out there, Hallmark. Not unless you plan on selling cars for that situation. And here we have the lovely "I'm sorry, I suspect you of terrorism because of your name and race" card. Each card was handcrafted by American Holly Krishners who mistakenly accused someone of being a terrorist. Normally this card will be sold in stores for $19.99, but if you call the number at the bottom of your screen, I'm going to let it go for $9.99.
Having gotten the go-ahead, the terrorists make their move to sink the ship. They manage to take over the bridge, cutting off all communications, and set up one of the explosives. Following one of the suspects from the kitchen, Baldwin stops him from setting up the second, but alas, it's too late to stop the other. G3. Unable to get anyone on the bridge, the captain heads up there to find out what's going on when he is shot in the back.
And thus, Robo-Captain was born.
Because the ship is taking on water, it starts tilting to one side till it flips completely over.
Oh my God.
The flowers are still standing.
This gives Baldwin a chance to get the drop on the terrorists.
I am a man!
With the captain dead, this guy claims command, being the most senior member of the ship. Unfortunately, being an opium addict, he wants to make the bad decision of waiting for help, not knowing if the ship is still sinking or not.
Look up idiot in the dictionary. You know what you'll find?
Picture me?
No! The definition of the word idiot, which you fucking are!
Using the now fallen down Christmas tree, a handful of people,
Obviously, anyone who got their name in the opening credits,
try to make their way to the hull of the ship, which is now above water. Naturally, this means any women wearing fuck-me pumps have to break the heels off, which would instantly turn them into flats.
Of course! Don't you know anything about science?
I like how Rutger Hauer uses this opportunity to cop a feel on the old lady's ass.
I guess he figured he's gonna die anyway, might as well get what he can. Also,
Gutenberg's daughter, however, being a nurse, elects to stay and help the wounded. What's with the music?
Is Harrison Ford pulling the ark out of the wall in the corner or something?
Sydney, having noticed that the Poseidon is no longer transmitting, calls the Air Force, who notifies MI6 because there were British passengers on board as well. Enter River Song to save the day or something.
And if you're wondering why the credits are rolling, this was a two-part movie. Because this story was so good, it just had to be a full 3 hours.
Do I detect a note of sarcasm?
Are you kidding me? This baby is off the charts.
On their way to the hole, they stop by the internet lounge to try and get a mayday out where Gutenberg's wife finds her co-workers dead.
Oh, those poor ladies that you work with.
They're more than that. They're like sisters to me.
Bet she wishes she tried to work on her marriage now.
No matter how you cut it, divorce sucks.
Frank, it's a killer.
Would you help me? I'd like to gather some of their stuff together that maybe I could take it to their family.
Yeah, let's be honest, the closest that stuff ever came to their families was her right pocket.
They managed to get an email out to everyone on Gutenberg's wife's Christmas list, which is intercepted by the Navy.
Trying to recon the fridge. I got a visual on a bad CGI effect. Over.
Now that their transportation is taken care of, it's time for their biblical trials. This wouldn't be a disaster movie without it, now would it? Their first trial is trial by fire. He failed. After that comes their trial by water. He failed. Followed by that, they crawl through a series of air ducts and wherever this area is.
I guess this is trial by air?
He failed. My only regret is looking up the old woman's dress. Elsewhere, having been shacking up with his mistress, Gutenberg finally makes it to the ballroom and convinces his daughter and the doc to follow after the group that left while the rest sit around singing campfire songs. Kumbaya, my lord, kumbaya. Oh my god! Back with the main group, they have to go through another trial by water.
Well, it's not like they can do trial by earth. Not unless Poison Ivy was behind the terrorist plot the whole time.
In which they have to swim a deck below to get to the other side of a wall or something like that. She failed. The two groups finally meet up and they go through another trial by fire?
Oh, for fuck's sake!
This one dies, everyone else lives. The end.
Command Center, we have rescued 9 survivors. Repeat, 9 survivors. Send support and medical crews.
Yeah! Thousands of people are dead! Woohoo! Yeah! Alright! Woo!
This movie sucks!
Besides being a disaster film, which meant it was already going to blow chunks, the story itself was boring, all the drama felt dry and forced, and there was just nothing there to hold your interest. I had to keep rewinding the movie from time to time because I would just zone out. On top of that, it was 3 fucking hours! This should have been a 90-minute movie tops. Yeah, it still would have sucked, but at least the suckage would have ended a lot sooner.
I'm Don Perignon, and this may be a new year, but we're still wading through the same old shit.
It's coming! Here's one! Back to the face!
Yeah, I'm gonna tap that when this is over. Do it. Please let me tap that.
Shoshana, you can make it.